You going first?
Hi, everyone. Michelle is not here today, so I'll get us started. I'm going to give it. Can't hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Check, check. No, I'm good now. Good, 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 good. Miss Smiley, good. So I'm Jason Irish. Again, Michelle's not here today. She's bringing her daughter to school, first year of college. So she's going through it. If you see it, I didn't see that. You saw it. Again, I'm Jason Irish, Director of Resident Life here at Woodland Pond. I will get us started and then I'll just pass it along to the next one here. The first thing I'll talk about is actually active for today. We had planned on having the s'mores night outside on the patio this afternoon. It's raining, of course. So we are going to move it to next Wednesday, the 27th. The weather looks good for that day, fingers crossed. So yeah, again, canceled for tonight, moving it to next Wednesday, the 27th. Tomorrow, we have a trip to Alana. Marissa sent out an email earlier today, just giving information saying we still plan on going with the departure time. We are going to move up the departure time slightly to 4:30 p.m. for anyone that's going on that trip. It is under a tent. It is outdoors. It's supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain tonight. It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, but it's supposed to clear up by tomorrow afternoon. But again, the earlier we get there, we can get whoever's going under the tent. There's also at Alana, because it's a free event, there's also a Bollywood dancing exhibition, I guess, going on at the same time. So if you're going on the trip tomorrow, you can also go see that as well. Another thing I want to mention, so we have, for those of you who do not know, and those of you who do know, we have shopping in town on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We have some residents that go that do not sign up. We do need signups for those. We ask for a little bit of notice, 72 hours for medical appointments. For shopping, give us a couple days notice. Sometimes we have drivers going all over the place, and I won't have a driver come in if I don't think anyone's signed up for shopping. So just sign up for shopping in advance, please, so we can coordinate with drivers. This is something new. We are trying to put together a birding group. I actually see Mr. Rothman back there. I know he expressed some interest in it. We're looking to put together a birding group. We want to see if there's interest. If any resident or anyone here or anyone in general is interested in a birding group here at Woodland Pond, sign up at the concierge desk. A birding group to go out and, yeah, bird watching, birding. Another thing we are trying to do. So currently we have one art class at Woodland Pond. It meets once a month. It's watercolor class. In the spring, last year, we had a student from SUNY New Paltz come in and teach a class every Wednesday. We're trying to resurrect that with SUNY New Paltz now. Look out for a survey that's going to come through SurveyMonkey. We've done surveys before. We're going to send it out just requesting what kind of art class residents would be interested in, whether it's just beginner drawing or painting or ceramics, crafts, jewelry. Just we're going to send a survey out. Please respond when you see that come. Again, we're trying to work with SUNY New Paltz to get instructors here to build up that program. Next thing, this upcoming Monday, we are doing Adopt a Highway cleanup again for just before the fall. It's going to be this Monday, departing from the lobby at 11:15 and returning to Woodland Pond sometime around 1:30. If you're interested in helping us clean up the highway, sign up at the concierge desk. It's a great day, usually a nice day outside. We get a big group. Last time we had the biggest group we've had. It was, almost 20 people. We're hoping to get a good turnout again. Coming up in September, here in the PAC, on September 11th at 2 p.m., there's going to be fall recovery training with Jonathan, the director of physical therapy in the health center. He's going to show the two-chair method that we utilize. This is a good thing, and I'll bring this up now. I'm sure Michelle would have talked about it, or maybe she's talked about it at an address. Recently, we learned through our, what was she? She was our workers' comp rep. She told us New York State is a zero lift state. So any staff working at Woodland Pond, whether it's independent living or the health center, cannot assist in lifting someone up off the floor. I'm guilty of it. I've done it, more times than anyone else, but we cannot do that. So that's why we've trained staff on the 2-chair method to assist residents up off the ground. And Jonathan is going to meet here on September 11th at 2 p.m. to kind of show residents how that process goes. You'll never have to do it alone. We're not asking you to do it alone, but staff is here to help, but we're working towards that. Okay. I'm going to stop there. I've got more things, but I'm going to pass it on. Any questions for me?
Hold on.
Hang on, Lionel.
Wait for the mic. Wait for the mic.
Who is allowed to help you up?
EMS.
Oh,
Yeah, you can get up on your own if you're.
I'm saying, can people from our medical, a doctor can't help?
No,
A nurse can't?
no staff.
No staff.
And we don't want don't call another resident come pick you up. Don't do that.
Anyone
Other
else for
questions?
Jason?
I'm
Next.
going to go to Jared.
Hello. I am here for Phil today. Phil's on vacation for a couple weeks. I don't have a whole lot. Labor Day barbecue, September 1st is coming up. I don't have a menu for that just yet, but I promise the second we do, I'll get it posted. There's another ice cream social coming up on the 16th of September. I believe that's the last one of the year. So we'll try to do some extra stuff for that one and draw some more people out for it. The last thing I have on the 19th, we talk about this every time, kitchen tour, September 19th. I invite any and all who are willing and able. It's at 11 a.m. We meet in front of the host stand where Ruth is at 11, and then it's just a walk around the kitchen. I really think it's a way for everybody to kind of see behind the scenes of what we do. You can watch some of the cooks prep some of the products that they have that day. We talk a lot about fresh produce and things that we offer here that we strictly use. The tour just so happens to time itself out with our Baldor produce delivery. It usually gets here around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So by the time the tour is coming in, it doesn't take much, but the pallet is taller than me. It's a nice tour to go on. So if you haven't, I invite anyone and everyone to come. That's all I have for you. Any questions for me? That's a good one.
Hi, Tom Tango, Director of Plant Operations. I don't have a whole lot, a couple things. Tomorrow, we're getting a lift. It's motorized lift, be articulated, and we have a lot of things to do outside that we're going to be using it for in the next few days. Basically, we're going to be trying to trim a lot of trees away from the lights so that the light can go where it needs to go. We have a few things on buildings to fix, and we also want to replace. We have all new signs to go up on the light poles to say the parking lot numbers, and we'll try to put the right numbers on the right lots. But we'll be fun. Yeah, and we have a couple lights that are out that we're going to fix, and whatever else we'll find. But the reason I'm saying it is, just be careful as you drive around, because we might not be too careful as we drive around. So just don't want to meet. And all the cars, all your vehicles are supposed to have the Woodland Pond decal on them, so that we know whose car it is. So if we happen to drop a tool through your roof or something, we would know who to stay away from in the hallway. So we would, so if you don't have those things upgraded, that doesn't help us. A lot of times, in the snow or whatever, a lot of times when we find a car that we have to move, either the sticker is missing, isn't there, not updated. So just if you have a car, make sure the sticker's on it, and we know whose car it is. Also, let me give you an update on goats. No go. We looked into it, we talked to them, but the cost of the goats would cost us, it would be about a $12,000 to $14,000 a year cost after like a $20,000 cost of putting the fence up. It just wasn't practical to have the goats do it, although it would have been fun. But I think Jared and Phil already had their goat recipes all laid out too. But so we're not going to do that. I mean, from time to time I'll check in. The problem is there are people I talk to who would come do it for a lot less expensive, but they don't have the right paperwork. They don't have the right insurance. So the company that did have everything squared away, the company that does the work for the state and for the state parks, and they have all the right paperwork, but it's just that their costs are kind of high. So that's the story with the goats. Questions?
No goat questions? Hold on one second.
They don't have to be questions about goats. They'd be questions about anything. Things like that EVS isn't doing right or something.
Hi, Tom. Where can we get this little sticker that says Woodland Pond?
Concierge. They have
Who?
the decal.
Concierge?
Yeah. Concierge. I just said that and I have no idea if that's true, but
Where on the car should they be posted?
anywhere. I mean, don't put it like when I say anywhere, no, don't put it on the windshield, but I mean, like on a side window or something, just so we can find it. It's a little decal. It has a number on it. It's a tiny little, and then it won't say your name or anything. And the only people that have access to those numbers and the only people who are going to know whose car it is, people at concierge are going to have that list. So it's not like, I don't want, it's not like it's going to have your name on it, So, anything else? No? All right. Thank you. Terrell.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you all. I'm Sarah Leonard, the Resident Services Director. And I don't have too many things for you today, but I did want to introduce you to Annika Epley, who is our new part-time licensed clinical social worker here specifically for the independent living residents. And she's had a wonderful start. A lot of you have come by to introduce yourself and chat with her for a little bit and get to know her. And some people are really utilizing what she's here for, which is some individual sessions, times to talk, and so forth. And so we're really happy to have her here. And she's really just jumped right in and feels like a very natural addition to have on our team. So I just wanted to introduce her to you, and she'll come up and just give a brief hello, and we'll go from there.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for all of you who've made me feel welcome already. I felt very warmly welcomed into your community. I see already a lot of familiar faces. I'm looking forward to getting to know a lot more of you, I hope. But just to tell you a little bit more about me, so I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm also a trained psychotherapist. So I'm here really to provide individual support and provide an extra layer of emotional, psychosocial, mental health support to anyone who might need it. I think that the idea was to help people specifically with transitioning into Woodland Pond. As you all know, right, even if it's a positive move, even if it's for all the right reasons, even if you want to come, it still can be very hard. There's almost always loss, right, when we move. And so it's both of those experiences at the same time. And so I'm here to sort of help with that, help you navigate that in any way. I'll also be running some groups, hopefully starting in October. So there'll be a caregiver support group, as well as a grief support group. I'm sure there's many groups that I'd love to run. I'm only here 3 days a week, however, so we're going to start with that. But I'd love to hear from you all about what else you would like to see with groups or any other sort of support that you might need. In terms of individual meetings, just to clarify, they can be anywhere, right? That we could meet in my office, we could meet in your apartment or your cottage, we could walk and talk, we could sit outside. We don't have to, it could be one session, where you just want to get some things off your chest. It could be a few sessions, or it could be a little bit longer. I can also help support you with finding someone, right? If you're looking for a specific sort of therapy, if you're looking for a specific area of expertise, I can also help with that process. So in any case, even if you would just have questions about what it could look like, please come and see me, and we can have an introductory meeting and just sort of see if I could be of help in any way. I see a hand raised. Yep.
Jeanette, hold on.
You mentioned transitioning into Woodland Pond. I think another, maybe even bigger problem than coming in is going out.
Yes.
And that's traumatic for a lot of people for one reason or another.
Yeah, you're right. And I neglected to mention that. That's also part of a transition that I also will be providing support around. Absolutely. So transitioning into Woodland Pond, into independent living, and also, yeah, that process of transitioning into more assisted, the assisted living or into memory care. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions at all? There's no question that's off the table. And you can also ask me those questions, obviously, privately if you'd like. Okay, great. Well, again, thank you so much for making me feel so welcome. I really have felt exceedingly welcomed here, and I've really appreciated that. So thank you again.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dave Roberts. I'm the Capital Projects Manager here at Woodland Pond. Just a few things I'll go through quickly. With our financing, our bonding for the first phase, we have a little bit of a delay, not because anything is wrong with our documentation, but because apparently, people in the DFS need to go on vacation in August. And so because of that, it seems like we have to wait for one person's return. This is the this is the world we inhabit. So we're looking at, I was on a call this morning with Ziegler, our investment bankers, and we're still gearing towards printing in, I think, late September, early October, and a closing in October. It's still all TBD because, of course, we don't have a timeline from DOH and DFS, but we'll keep you posted. We will still be starting construction in the fall. And to that end, we're also investigating ways that we can actually commence construction before we have the final closing from on our bonding. So that's where we are. Towards that end, we've been digging a little into more details with the scheduling with our construction manager, getting into some more details. And as a response to that, we have reinvigorated our logistics committee. We met this morning, and that was a good kickoff just for me to explain the phases and start to get some responses from residents or some feedback as to the issues that we might need to address during construction. We'll meet again next week, and we're just, developing an understanding of the impact on day-to-day life. On Monday, we have the architects will be coming in from Wisconsin in order to walk the satellite site, that's the Ehrman property, to discuss the satellite design. And also we'll be sitting down with our civil engineers to do a design charrette on that property, really a site plan design charrette. So we're talking about the sort of amenities we want to see on the site there, but also it's an important time for the consultants to walk those sites together and really get a feel for where the wetlands are and understand the site so that they can respond to it appropriately when they are doing their design. The other thing is the capital campaign is obviously continuing. I ask, there were commitment forms sent out. It's useful to us to get feedback. If you're not intending to to make a contribution. That's all fine, well and good, but it's great to have your feedback and to know if you intend to contribute or not. The final, and so that's all to do with the capital campaign. I will say I heard Jason talk about the Bollywood dancing at Olana, and I believe that's going to be Vanavar Caravan doing that. They have a sweet spot in my heart because my daughter danced with them for many years, and I've seen them do that before, and it's really fun. Any questions?
Hold on. We'll work from front to back.
Has Woodland Pond purchased that land where we're going to put the satellite building?
No, not yet. It's part of the 2025 funding when we get that bonding. Yep.
Dave, one thing Michelle hasn't mentioned with the capital campaign, we understand that you have to get a commitment of 70%. But what no one has said is, what if the campaign far reaches the goal and then some? What do you do with the extra money? It's possible.
It'd be a wonderful problem to have to solve. It's a good question. If that happens, we'll figure it out. And I think it would be a matter of sitting down with the residents and saying, asking you what you would like to do with that.
To Australia.
Free Bollywood dancing lessons. No, it's a good question. I'll just say I think it's unlikely that we'll get there, but we'd do it in conjunction with the residents. Really, yeah, I think that would be the best thing.
Have you any idea when the pottery studio will be started?
I don't, and I know I owe you a phone call. But what it's slated to be in the south the area that you was South Storage. And of course, we're using that throughout the construction period as a swing space for different activities. It's probably going to be a fitness room. It's probably going to be offices at some stage. It's going to have several uses over the next 18 months. When we've identified a time where it's no longer used for swing space, then we'll be able to fit it out. I do have the architects working on a couple of detailing issues down there. We need to, we know how we're going to do the ventilation through there. But of course, as a group, we need to sit down and plan that space as well. We got a bit of time before that'll happen.
Question. Is there a line item list of the costs for the $7 million pack?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And how do we see that?
Good question. I have that. Bless you. Yeah, I have a record of that. So if you want to see it, yeah, sure.
Any other questions for Dave? No?
All right. Thanks, everyone. That's you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Robert Dunn, Director of Environmental Services. A couple things I wanted to touch on. I got a lot of residents have come to me about the garbage rooms in IL, just complaining that either bags aren't tied or, odors and, just random garbage is thrown into the garbage. We asked that you could tie those bags when you throw them out. And I'll mention that to the housekeepers because I know housekeepers sometimes throw out the bags of garbage too. But just as a reminder to just control the odors, control the fruit flies that tend to fly around. I know we're moving well on annuals. If you have a question on your annual, please call Carrie. I think we have about 60 left to finish up this year. So we're actually ahead of schedule. So we might move you, if you're due in November or December, we might move you up a little bit sooner just so we can get everyone scheduled for the year and then do the turnover. So this will be a couple of years now. We've been either on schedule or ahead of schedule for annuals. Any questions for me? I don't really have anything else. Go ahead, Dave. Hold on. Thank you.
Hi, Rob. Is there any plans to do any window washing this summer or power washing?
Power washing is usually Tom in certain areas. I let him address that. I'm not sure if we have anything, but for windows, no, we do that every other year at this point, just as a water conservation method that we came up with a few years. So next year we'll be back to the windows. Okay. For that season. Go ahead in the back.
Who's responsible for cleaning the floors in the garbage rooms?
I have a housekeeper assigned to that now because it was just kind of random that we were doing it when we could kind of fit it into people's schedules. But I've assigned someone regularly to do that. And that's most of the time being done on evenings at this point. For right now, that we'll go through and clean those garbage room floors. If you see something that's obviously either somebody spilled coffee or if there's a severe mess, just call us and we'll address it. Because we only go through those rooms once a week for garbage pickup, and I'll make sure that they're paying attention to that as well, because messes do kind of happen in those rooms. It's better to happen in the garbage room than on the carpet. So. Jason doesn't move very quickly.
Michelle said in her talk that you were looking at a different company for the cottage garbage pickups, and I was wondering how along.
Right now, we're in contract with the current waste company through February. So if I've already spoken to them about the next upcoming and what they need to do, because they've kind of dropped the ball on the cottage piece of things. Right now, I'm not breaking out the cottages separately. I like to keep it all under one contract. So we'll be looking at multiple companies come contract time, which is February. So I'll start probably October, and actually talk to another company today about scheduling that in October to get that all taken care of. Because, inside has been good, but the cottages have been kind of a sore spot for our waste management company currently. So they need to do much better. And if not, then we'll move on to somebody else, or we'll try somebody else. We'll keep it a short contract just in case, garbage companies are garbage company. They don't vary very much, unfortunately. But we are addressing that. But yes, we're not going to break it contract right now. Okay.
How often are the stairwells cleaned? I've noticed cobwebs and things like that in some of the stairwells.
Yeah, that we assign to a housekeeper has the IL staff have a stairwell and a elevator assigned to them. So if it's a specific stairwell, just call me and we'll address that. I know sometimes the lights can wind up. They're not light covers like this. Sometimes they're the solid ones where bugs get trapped in there. That would be like a different project to take those covers off. That a housekeeper is not going to be able to do either. We got to get on a ladder, or some of those lights are way up there that we can't reach. But those are things that are assigned to a staff. So if it's a specific one, I'll address that with my staff to make sure we're in there more frequently. Okay. But they are assigned to each staff. Anyone else? No more questions? It's much shorter when Michelle's not here. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming today. We appreciate it. And any concerns? All right. Let's drag it on.
Let's try again. One more thing, though, and I mentioned this during the last Q&A session. So for residents who have Microsoft Windows computers, the deadline, so those Windows operating systems, if you're running Microsoft Windows 10, that is going end of support come October 13th. Okay, so that means you need to take a look at your computer to really understand the compatibility. You can upgrade for free, or if you have to purchase a new computer. Okay, and us folks in the technical department can help you out with understanding whether or not you need to purchase something new, or you can simply do an upgrade. And the upgrades are free, by the way. So, any questions?
I did after the last meeting, did upgrade to Windows 11. I'm totally lost. I have little faith in anything I do these days. Can you offer a class or something?
Absolutely. Yes. So we will put together a class for folks who need kind of assistance in understanding the new look and feel. There are some minor modifications to the operating system in terms of how it looks and how it feels. Most of it is, kind of similar to what it was in the past. But yes, to your point, there are some things that are in different locations, and we can help out with that. We will put together something for the residents to come and take a look at to help them out. Any other questions? No? Yes, one more up front.
Given what you mentioned just a moment ago about the change that could lead you to give up your computer, when are you going to have a class?
When is the class? I don't have a date scheduled for it yet, but you will see notification on when the date is. We'll put it out in the standard, publications that we put them out in.
Before October 13th?
Before October 13th, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Good point. Any other questions? No? One more? Not for me?
Not for you. Okay. I'm sorry. To Jason. This involves a number of residents who prefer, like two activities. Unfortunately, I heard this beginning of this week that as a result of taking the summer off, Deborah's class, I know Deborah's here. I don't know if she wants to speak about it, but Deborah's square dancing has been canceled because of a conflict with another dance group. And similar residents, as I said, like both of them. And so what's the upshot on that?
So I just learned about it today. I've got no answer for that, but we'll definitely find something to replace it, or a similar alternative. We'll find something.
Yeah, because it does conflict with other meetings, like, for example, this meeting, the Q&A, because both classes start at 2:00 usually and go to, or maybe 3:00 and go to 4:00. So
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Again, I learned about it this morning.
All right.
Any questions for anybody else at all? Go quick. All right. Have a good day. Thank you.